In Every Lifetime, a Brittany Zarco production. Act 2. Sarah, Waverly, and Coral. We begin in a living room. Two small children are watching old surfing videos on the television. A woman comes through the front door. She brings in two flashy costumes. One girl runs excitedly to greet her mom. "Ooh, are these for me?" The woman responds, "One is for you and one is for Sarah." The child who had remained glued to the television finally looks up. In front of her, Coral stands holding two bedazzled wetsuits. One glints with blue and green gems, the other glints pink and teal. The green and blue wetsuit glints the name Sarah across the back. The other suit glinted the name Waverly. "Are you girls watching those old surfing videos?" "Yes, Mama, we love it when the waves whoosh." "Wow, thank you, Miss Coral. I love my wetsuit." "And we love the wind in your hair, too. I want my hair to have little pieces of the sun." "Good. Well, you girls have been on such a surfing kick recently. I couldn't help myself. I wanted to get you each your very own suit. Look how cute these turned out." The girl at the surf shop gets bored and bedazzles a few suits a week. Based on request, of course. Now, these aren't going to be insanely sturdy, so don't feel bad when the gems start to come off. No glue could hold up against the ocean spirit. Coral chuckles. She watches as the girls coo over the different intricate waves and trees bedazzled onto the suits. The girl at the surf shop had done a really good job. The girls put on their wetsuits and ran to the sea. Coral kept a close eye on the girls as they splashed by the shore. They were too young to truly begin any real hobby, and Coral swore that when she had Waverly, she would leave the surfing life behind. She never wanted to force her love of the sea. But Coral couldn't deny it made her excited that Waverly was taking an interest in surfing. After all, before Wave, all Coral loved was the waves. "Before this wave, I always really loved the waves. Before my wave, I've always had a thing for waves. Waverly, if you could see, it'd mean the world to me to show you Miss Atlantic. She mentored me like I will mentor you, if you'd like. Oh, Waverly, could it be? Come stand on the shore with me for just a moment together in every step of your way. No matter what life brings us today." Act 2, Song 1. Song 1 will follow Coral's reflective emotional journey, her blossoming desire to mentor, to return to the sea, but most importantly, her hope for Waverly to be happy. We flash forward 8 years. The phone rings. It's 1:14 a.m. Coral checks her phone. It's an unknown number. But the hour concerns her. She answers. "Hello." "Hi, Miss Coral. It's Sarah." "Sarah, are you okay?" "Oh, I've been better. Where are you?" "I'm at the North Beach. I need help. My car won't start." "I'm on the way." The ride was only 15 minutes away, but each minute felt like an eternity. Hurricane Hill had washed the old shore away in 2027. All of the old coast of Rhode Island was marked by miles of debris. Residential areas had been pushed inland 10 miles. Without asking, Coral knew exactly why Sarah was at the beach. Cue Act 2, Song 2. Song 2 follows Coral as she drives through the debris of her old neighborhood. Sarah sits on a rock as the high tide gently splashes against the parking lot shore. The only reason North Beach wasn't completely submerged is because it wasn't really a beach at all. It used to be a long trail up to a cliff overlooking the ocean. It was a short hike, only 24 or 25 feet, but the water now sat flush with the cliff's edge, pouring into the parking lot as the tide rose. Coming here was dangerous, especially at this hour. But there was a handful of surfers that lived in this old neighborhood that visited frequently. To Sarah, it felt like home. Most of the old neighborhood couldn't afford to make a big move after the flood, so they moved inland, as close as the new residential borders would allow. But they missed the sea. Sarah missed the sea. The collective heartbreak remained palpable in the air. Cue Act 2, Song 3. Act 2, Song 3. A reprise of Song 2, Song 3 continues the theme of sorrow, loss, and nostalgia. Coral and Sarah end the song in harmony. They end their lament with the words, maybe in another lifetime. I never wanted things to change. I guess I thought they'd always stay the same. Listen to me, carrying on in a song. Listen to me, how did it go so wrong? I grew up here, hoping time would keep its space. I grew up here, hoping things would never change. I loved this place. I grew up here, hoping time would spare this place. I loved this place, but I never knew what time would do. Coral pulls into the lot. She thought she would feel ill at ease by the water, but she smelled the salty air and heard the water lapping, and her shoulders relaxed. Her jaw unclenched. It felt like home. Coral briefly considered what to say. Without really deciding, she got out of the car and sat next to Sarah on the ground. It smells like home, doesn't it? Sarah smiles. I'm sorry for calling you so late, but I'm not sorry for being here. No, I wouldn't expect you to be. Stupid, maybe. Brave, definitely. But sorry. What for? Coming home? It's dangerous. It is. We shouldn't stay long. The high tide is unpredictable these days. Do you remember when Wave and I were little, and you brought us those bedazzled wetsuits? Mm-hmm. Well, I always thought, before all this, that I would grow up and be a surfer, just like you. Really? Yeah. Like, one day I could have a surf class and maybe teach kids to surf, just like you taught me and Wave. Aw, I think that's really sweet. Well, I guess that's never gonna happen now. Why not? Sarah seemed unwilling or unable to continue. The two sat quietly, breathing in the salty air. Do you want to come over and have a cup of tea? I'm up anyway. Would that be okay? I don't see why not. No risk of dying or drowning, but I still think you'll enjoy yourself. Come on, Dawn Patrol. Let's jump this car, huh? Scene change. Coral and Sarah sit at the kitchen table. You could move to a new coastal town. Technically, isn't this the coastal town of the future? Technically is the worst way to be right. I'm just so scared. What if I move away from everyone I love, everything I love, and then I lose it all in one big, unsurfable wave? Well, that's always a possibility when you choose to live and work on the beach. Nothing's changed there. I know, but I know. And she did know. The two sat quietly. Natural disasters were at an all-time high, and they were only projected to get worse and more erratic. I saw somewhere that natural disasters would get worse and worse, and we would all watch it happen through other people's videos until it got closer and closer, and then one day you're the person taking the video. I just never thought that one day I would be the person taking the video. Look, I can't lie and say I'm not scared. But If it's going to end terribly, and I've tried and failed, I've lost nothing. Right? If it was all going to end terribly, whether I tried or not, then I've lost nothing by trying. But if it wasn't going to end terribly, if things could have gone well, and I did nothing, well then, that's really the loss, isn't it? Don't be upset with yourself for feeling scared. That fear is a part of you that loves you, but it's not the part that makes decisions for you. It's your choice. I think we should all move. A voice comes from the hallway. Coral and Sarah look up in surprise. Waverly stands in the doorway in her pajamas. Hi, Sarah. Hey, Wave. Honey, we didn't mean to wake you. Do you want to join us? I can make you a cup. Yeah, sure, Mom. Thanks. So is this surf talk? Waverly looks at her slightly damp classmate. She looks at her mom, wavier hair than usual. Ah, you guys visited the old block. Why didn't you wake me? I would have come. Well, think of what the sea salt would do to your pretty highlighted hair. I thought my hair looked nice. It does. The girls sat silently for a moment. Waverly looked at her old friend and felt her heart ache. How many times had they sat at this very table, the sea in their hair? Waverly took a deep breath. It smelled like home. She did it herself. Coral pipes in. Having brought back a cup for Waverly, she poured more for herself and Sarah. Sarah is filled with shame for a moment. She was deflecting earlier. She didn't want to tell Waverly that she had called Coral because her car broke down out at North Beach. Even though they hadn't been close in a long time, Waverly would know that Sarah had only visited North Beach because she was feeling lost and sad. When they were younger, they used to love the long trail up to the cliff. It wouldn't be the same walk today. Just like the friendship, time had washed the trail away. But back then, Waverly, brave as always, would take off her shoes and would stand with her feet in the grass. She never seemed worried about bugs. Not a tick or a stick could stop her. She used to say things like, I have to go put my feet in the grass. Have you ever really breathed in the outside? It heals you. And she'd stand there, like she was a plant, face to the sun. She called it breathing in a piece of peace. That's why it was so surprising when she quit surf club and joined fashion club. Waverly seemed to be connected to the earth, to the ocean, just like Coral, just like Sarah. They drifted apart after that. No bad blood, just different hobbies. Now, what's all this about moving? We should move to a new seaside town. It's not any more dangerous than where we currently live. Plus, living by the sea, Mom, this is your dream. And Sarah, it's obviously yours too. My dream is for you to be happy and taken care of. You can have more than one dream. If the ocean didn't have such a strong hold on you, we wouldn't have pitched a place as close as possible to the residential line. We could all go together. We could start a small business. I could get my cosmetology license in the New Florida. Just think about it. You guys could surf all day, and at night we could come together and have family dinner. We'd just reminisce on the days where this was all a dream. A sweet dream. A silly dream. A dream crafted during the midnight hours at the kitchen table. Cue Act 2, Song 3. Act 2, Song 3. A lighthearted song sung by our ingenue. This catchy tune will follow Waverly's earnest excitement for the future. Have you ever heard of the history of illusion? From the day you're born to today, you know a lot has happened. And yet, people still really struggle to believe the future. Have you ever heard of the history of illusion? From the day you're born to today, you know a lot has happened. And yet, people still really struggle to believe the future can be different. But it can. We live better than kings, come on. There's a big, bright future waiting for us. All we have to do is reach out and grab it. Make the most of the time that we've got. If I'm just going to rot, live or live not. If this is my one life, then give me all you've got.